Welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. I'm going to get straight into it. It's a beautiful crystal called Lapis Lazuli. It's a gorgeous crystal. It's this deep blue with these speckles, sometimes, not always, but with these speckles of very tiny, almost like silver. It's gold and silver. It's like really beautiful as you look at it. This crystal is, I don't even know where it's from. Gosh, I've worked with this crystal for years and I've had so many different shapes, sizes, and it's just a beautiful crystal. It's kind of like, one of my friends used to call it the crystal of the gods. It's a unique crystal. Biblical text talks about it. It's one of those crystals that is really unique in so many ways. I mean, even the Egyptians, going back even, well, I don't know whether it's further or not, but yeah, the Egyptians, did they say it's even on tombs, and they put it all over because it's something very, very powerful and connecting that I feel when I work with it. I feel like I'm really highly connected. And one of the things that I most loved about this crystal was how it really helped with real issues of deep emotional trauma. And yeah, when you're all over the place, it really brings clarity and you feel a lot better in your life. You feel calm. There's a lot of calmness and you feel free and you feel like you're able to move forward. This crystal is definitely a crystal to help you with deep issues, deep traumas. It's a great crystal. I love it, and it's great for mixing with other crystals. If you're a crystal healer, use one in one hand and then take another crystal in the other, and you'll see how the power of for some reason lapis works well with other crystals. That's what I noticed. So that's some of the things that I found fascinating with this crystal. A lot of people used to wear it in meditation and work with it in meditation. A lot of ritual work. I used to have two pieces in particular that I put right at the front of the entrance to my ritual, which was the blessing, the flower blessings. I used to put two pieces at the front, and that worked really well. It was like a doorway to the spirit world. It was fabulous, and that worked really well. Yeah, it's a safe crystal. I think these crystals are really good for men. So, I mean, would a man wear this? Probably not, because it doesn't sort of fit in the same shape as a man would want. Maybe get away with something like that, possibly, but men no. But if you've got a partner who's a man who is struggling with his life and issues and deep traumas, then buy a piece and let him wear it. You'll see the change, the shift. I found that within just a healing session. So I'd lay a piece on the third eye or the throat or the stomach or the heart and just leave it there, or even in the hand, and just do the healing session, and you'd see the massive change. I think these speckles of I don't know whether it's pyrite or whatever that color is. I'm not sure. The little tiny specks of gold, it definitely does bring a higher sense of protection, healing, clarity. It brings it up to another level. So you can feel that. The blue to me always is an indication of freedom, of flying free. The sea, the river, the sky, we flow in that motion, and this crystal definitely helps you feel that motion. So as you move through your day, when you wear this crystal, not only will you feel protected, strong, but you feel as if, like, yeah, it's easier, life becomes easier. Yeah, depression. I had a lot of people who suffered with deep depression, upset, they can't move forward. This was a great crystal to help. Also, this is a good one too. If you wear it with black tourmaline, you find that if you've got somebody who's suffering with very early shock, energy of grief because they've lost somebody that they love that they never thought would go, then, you know, this is a good crystal to wear together. And that worked a lot with my clients who were suffering with this deep grief. And I used to use actually the black tourmaline with the lapis, and together it worked really well. And then I would gift both crystals, and it would make a difference in a matter of weeks. So it's very, very good for that. Some of the other things that I find really nice with this is project work. If you're doing something that you're kind of in between, and you don't know whether you should or you shouldn't. So it's kind of like not indecisions, but yeah, I know what I'm doing, but is this the right thing? If you wear lapis, you find that you feel more guided, you feel more cleansed and clear, and the direction that you go in, always there's a confidence behind it. So I find that's really fascinating. When I used to wear this myself, I found that whenever I was traveling, which I think it's a nice crystal for traveling as well, when I used to travel with it, I always felt, yeah, at the end of the travel, when I had this, again, it works really well with other crystals. So if you are traveling and you're going places and yeah, you want that bit of confidence, then wear this with a piece of malachite. So malachite and the lapis together would work really well. Now, funnily enough, there is a crystal that helps with just where you are and you're stuck. So if you've how do I put this into words now? Imagine that you've just signed a contract and you've realized 2 weeks later that you wish you hadn't done it, but you know you have to fulfill that contract. There is a crystal that matches with its name to this and work really well together to help you through them moments. And that's lapis lace. And that's kind of like a blue crystal as well. Lapis lace with lapis lazuli together, put them together, and you'll find that getting through certain issues that you feel you can't get out of, but then everything irons out and becomes easier. So you feel better and you flow better and you don't feel the stress, because it clears your mind and brings real deep inner peace, because that's what this crystal is really powerful for. And I think if we now move on to what does lapis actually do in the sense of spiritual work, I do believe it's a very high connector to the spirit world. I think it really works well when you're trying to do things like a little bit different, not just meditation, but like, okay, I'd like to try astral travel. I'd like to speak to my family in spirit. Put a piece on your third eye and lay down and just feel what happens. You find that if you go with it, because that's really the indicator, that's the most important thing. If you just let loose, let go and just be, you'll find that you lift, you find that you move, and certain things can happen. A lot of the times my clients used to talk about faces, so they would see faces, and that's a real indication of connecting to the spirit world. On another note, it's great for healers who work with sound therapy and colour therapy. Colour therapy is beautiful. If you ever know, like there's quite a few people that I knew who used to do colour therapy, which was fabulous, and they used to wear lapis all the time. So yeah, Mark was a great colour therapist who I knew, who's in I think he's in Portugal now. So yeah, great for that. Anything else? Wonderful for healing. If you're a healer, a practitioner, wear it and do a healing session on somebody, and you'll feel the vibration, the frequency grow, because it is very special. And like I said, it's been talked about for many thousands of years and used. I could be completely wrong what I just said there about yeah, I could be wrong. King Tutankhamun maybe had some, but it might have not have been, so I could be wrong. But I kind of think that on a lot of biblical texts that used to talk about protection and talk about crystals, this was definitely mentioned. And I know that on old artifacts of past, that this was used predominantly in a lot of crystals when it came to anything to do with the afterlife or anything to do with spiritual work. So yes, it's a great talisman for sure. I love this crystal. I don't often get it now. When I do, it goes very quickly because it's beautiful. There is a lot of fake out there now, and my friends have been telling me about the fakes, and I asked for some to be sent before I made this video, but it hasn't arrived in time. Hopefully it will come. It's coming from a part of the world where there's always like issues with controls with customs, so I hope I get it or it gets sent back. But yeah, it's a fake piece of lapis, and yeah, so just be careful. Buy from the right sources. Always go to your crystal store, and they're normally legit because they've got a reputation to keep up. Etsy, eBay, and all of those companies, then make sure who you're buying from. You don't buy from new companies. Buy from companies that have been going a long time. Somebody pulled me up on that, and that you're right. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but I get a little bit upset when people keep telling me that they buy off Etsy, eBay, and Amazon, and they get stung by copies and fakes. So I use that as a go-to. But yes, I do appreciate that there's a lot of my clients who do sell crystals who are on Etsy, eBay, and Amazon, and they sell genuine crystals. So again, just be careful who you buy from, okay? That's it. I don't have many, so out of 150, 60, 70,000 followers, subscribers, these aren't going to probably last too long. There's only a few, but they are gorgeous, and I will show you them now. There you go. Gorgeous pieces. Absolutely gorgeous. Did some slightly bigger pieces here. Look at them! You can see why they're loved by the gods. Beautiful. And some slightly smaller pieces. Beautiful. Look. Gorgeous. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Yay! Okay. If you've worked with lapis before, please share it below and interact with people on here and talk about your experience. Fabulous crystal. If you want one of these, they're on markbajerski.com. I'll link it below, and enjoy your lapis. And if you've never heard of it before, well, you should have.